The GOG is collaborative, innovative, and engaging.
The GOG means so much to me. I wouldn't know what to do for my patients if it weren't for the GOG.
It's about opportunity. It's about making care better for our patients.
The GOG Foundation is a not-for-profit corporation, and we conduct clinical trials in gynecologic oncology with the purpose of intending to transform the standard of care for women with gynecologic malignancies.
What the GOG Partners clinical trials allows our patients access to the most cutting-edge therapy available.
Being a part of GOG, it allows you to actually change care. It allows you to move cancer care forward.
A successful clinical trials program requires 4 key components. Number 1, a patient. That's always at the center of clinical trials. Number 2, an investigator. There has to be an engaged investigator to help treat the patient. And 3, there has to be institutional support. There has to be an institutional infrastructure, which is perhaps the most challenging thing to develop because it's difficult to message to large institutions the value of clinical trials, although for me it seems obvious. And 4, an organization, which is the GOG Partners, because the organization brings clinical trials to the institution so that the investigator can treat the patient.
The unique component of GOG Foundation is our network of investigators.
The GOG encompasses about 350 sites around the United States. The purpose of having that broad reach is to be able to provide diversity into different patient populations that might potentially have differential benefits or adverse events to these new agents that we're trying.
Serving underrepresented minorities is incredibly important. We know that there's a paucity and certainly a deficit in terms of enrollment for women who are Black or Hispanic. And by conducting a trial, we're able to treat all these patients in a uniform manner.
As new therapies evolve, new regimens, better regimens, tomorrow's therapy, once we've conducted the trial and proven that, then our next responsibility is to see that everyone's aware that this is a new therapy and that this is the best treatment. And so we have to participate in the education process as well. We have to get that news out there.
The pandemic really did force us to innovate quickly from old ways of doing things, in-person meetings. This virtual platform has allowed us to message much more broadly, and by doing so be more inclusive, and that's just going to result in better care for all patients with cancer, but certainly our women with gynecologic malignancies.
Just in the past 6 years, there have been 14 new FDA approval/indications just for ovarian cancer. And many of these have resulted from trials that have been run through the GOG Foundation.
We're also able to do trials that look at certain surgical practices, and we've had successes in the past, and there are some very unsettled questions that are out there.
In the end, it's all about the patient with cancer. And it's our passion to do the best we can for every one of those patients that drives our entire organization and our entire mission. That's what we're here for.
We wake up in the morning, we figure out what's best for our patients, and when we go to sleep at night, we figure out what we can do better for our patients. Not only what's going on the next day, but what could we have done better yesterday in order to better the care for our patients. Ultimately, all the work that we're doing with research, with our relations with pharma, with enhancing our junior investigators so they become seasoned investigators one day, all of that ultimately is for our patients to improve their outcome.
You fight so people can meet their nanny, right? Or their noni or their GGs because it's important. And every consent we sign brings us that much closer.
The GOG is here to transform the lives of our patients. It's here to transform our lives as caregivers.
It's kind of a never-ending gift to us being involved in this organization.
It's also here to transform the care of cancer for gynecologic oncology for generations to come.
The GOG is helping thousands of women all at one time. And I get goosebumps now just thinking about it. Just to be able to have that impact, like that's what we went into this specialty for, is to be able to do that.
The GOG exists to rewrite the new paradigms of the future. And I can't think of a more exciting organization to be aligned with.